Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. Do you notice anything different? Well, actually, different is objective. Do you notice anything right in front of me that I am holding with my hands? Oh yeah, this is my new microphone. I bedazzled it all on my own, but I'm so proud of it. This entire thing was originally black, but then I thought, you know what? I think I should do pink. I'll do some pink. I painted it. I bedazzled every single one of these stones. And I love the final product so much. I think it is so cute. I also just did my nails and they are freaking adorable. I messed around with this new paint. I don't want to say it's a paint. It's like a blooming gel top coat. I am making this salmon with cucumber, with avocado, with rice, with seaweed meal with sesame seeds on the top. I don't know where this meal originated from, but I saw it on social media. I was scrolling through TikTok for meal inspirations and I found this one and I was like, you know what? I actually do make that a lot, but this one looks a lot prettier. That's what we will be doing today. But we're also going to be talking about red flags just because it was Valentine's Day yesterday. And I thought, you know what? For anybody getting into a relationship right now, let me tell you what I watch out for when looking into a significant other. So let's get to it. So here are my list of red flags. But before we get started on that, let me tell you what we need for the recipe. And then we'll jump into the red flags. Also, I'm wearing red because red flags. Everything I have here is an approximation of what a person might eat. I like to add a little bit more cucumber to my meal, as well as some seaweed. I am a big fan of seaweed, so I like adding extra pieces. But you will use a single cut of salmon, a pack of roasted seaweed. I got mine from Trader Joe's, as well as a pack of edamame, some mini cucumbers. You'll also be needing some rice. You can do white rice, black rice, mixed rice, and finally an avocado. This one is from Mexico.
Audición 12. Aguacates, 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 aguacates de Mexico.
All right, first things first. I'm going to measure out half a cup of rice and then I'm gonna wash it. You can wash it, you don't have to wash it. It's your preference. I know growing up, the rice wasn't washed. That was just like my culture's practices. That was like my family's practices. But now I, as a grown-up, have decided to wash my rice. So half a cup and then we'll wash it. Wow, you're like really close to me right now. Are you a fan or what? All right, now that we have our rice nice and clean, we're gonna put it into the rice cooker for Lord knows how long. I never count it, it doesn't tell me. I just trust that when it says cooked, it's cooked. So let's pour it in. Now we're gonna do equal parts rice and water, though if it's not enough water, I'll add some more. Yeah, that's not enough. Let me add a little bit more. Now that we've got plenty of water and rice, I'm just gonna add some salt. I don't measure when I cook. I usually just do until it feels right. That felt about right, so let's close it. And now turn it on, and bam, it clicks and springs up just to let me know when it's ready. Okay, now let's get to the juicy part. I'm gonna start off with one big hint that I take when someone is flirting with me. Whenever I hear that the person hates cats, that cats are quote unquote bitches, is when I think, you know what? Yeah, no, I don't think I belong here, just because I feel like cats set really good boundaries and they will let you know when the boundaries have been disrespected. I am taking out a cutting board to cut up the cucumbers. Personally, I have found that when they say that, it's not gonna end good, just because they don't listen to what I have to say. They don't respect what I have to say. They don't respect the boundaries I put up. That's like a major red flag when I hear that, and I'm like, you know what, actually, I have to go. I'll see you later. Another big red flag that I think is really easy to spot is when you tell the person you're on a date with what you're allergic to and they order that exact thing to quote unquote test your allergy. Like, for example, my friend is allergic to shrimp. She's had people go on dates with her and order shrimp. It's not like a huge deadly allergy, but I think it's really disrespectful when they do that. So that's another big one. All right, let's cut the cucumbers real quick. You can't see me. Sorry about that. Next major red flag. Oh my God, this one is a big one that I did experience once that I thought, thinking back, why did I accept that? That is ridiculous, girl, get out of there. Okay, so back when I was younger, there was this person, I'm not gonna name the person. I don't know if they're watching, but you know what? I don't care if they're watching. When people, and I'm not going to specify by saying when guys say this, when girls say this. My friends and I have only had experiences with guys, so I really can't say what red flags are with girls and women. But a big one is when they don't compliment you to not spoil you. Not only that, but when they say, you're spoiled at home, but that's not gonna happen here. Real quick, I'm gonna put the cucumbers in like a little bowl so I can cut open the edamame bag. The end of these, I usually give them to Oliver and he eats them up. This is a pack of edamames. These are shelled soybean edamame with sea salt. 6 grams of fiber, 9 grams of protein, and they're ready to eat. So let's open this bag. Go. Okay, well the rice is cooking. I think you can hear that. I don't think about, oh shit, hold on. My laptop. As I was saying, I think it's ridiculous behavior when they say, you're spoiled at home, but you're not gonna be spoiled here. Then why would I be here? Like, I'm not gonna go from receiving T-bone steaks at carne asadas. My dad buys me a new car when my old one breaks up. My dad covers my school tuition. To go with someone who couldn't care less about me, who doesn't want to, let's say, spoil me, materialistically spoil me by complimenting me. Like, why waste my time? So when I hear that, I say, you know what? I'm out of here. Now we're gonna wash these gorgeous edamames. Voila! We have the edamames really clean and pretty now. Another one is saying and doing the I want everybody to know you're mine and that you're with me now, but in a very, like in a hostage situation. That's what I consider it. Now, what I mean is that they see you as a trophy, that you're viewed as a trophy in their eyes. And it's just uncomfortable because you can't be more than that. You can't be someone who's smart. You can't be someone who's funny. You can't be someone who has like a bunch of friends because they're like, no, you're mine. Like, you're my trophy and that's it. I'm gonna take out another pan to warm up the edamame just because I already have one out, but that's for the salmon. Sometimes I do say salmon, sometimes I say salmon. Just don't bear mind to it. So I only found this huge pan, which is bigger than the size of my head, but you know what? It's gonna have to work. It's gonna warm it up to like a 3, like a low heat. These edamames are really good. Or maybe I'm just hungry. Next, we're gonna cut up this avocado in half, and then we're gonna slice it real pretty so it looks gorgeous when we plate it. The next red flag we have is attempting to hide an insult. Example, you're smart for a blank girl. I'm surprised you know about so-and-so. Oh my gosh. I didn't learn that that was an insult until one of my friends in high school told me about it, because I remember I was always told, like, you're smart for a pretty girl. You're smart for this. Like, I didn't think you'd know about this. And I would usually say, like, why wouldn't I know about this? What's so secretive about it? Like, what's so niche about the topic? And it wasn't until one of my friends in high school who told me that it wasn't a backhanded compliment. Like, it was just an insult. And to the person who told me that, I am so grateful for you, because I wouldn't have taken it as that. I wouldn't have learned that it was an insult disguised as a quote-unquote compliment until they said that to me. But yeah, when they try to say you're smart for, I don't know, a Mexican, you're smart for an American, it's an insult. That's what I take it as. That's what I will always take it as. All right, so I cut my avocado in half and then I cut it into quarters. Let me show you how to cut it real pretty so that when we place it next to the salmon and the edamame and the rice, it'll look gorgeous. Chef's kiss. You just slice it one and make sure they stick together. I'm gonna try my best. I'm not a pro at this. I just learned how to do this. After this, you're just going to push it down. Voila. Let's pretend we're chefs and feeling the heat off the plate. I think it's warm enough that they're not, oh! And now we add the half a cup of edamame to the warm pan. 1, 2, 3, voila! I'm gonna stir them a tiny bit so the olive oil covers majority of them and they don't burn and crisp. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on low, just so they warm up a little. Mi primera novia en Kinder Maria. Who watched the Super Bowl? I loved the halftime show. That was the only reason we watched it, because of the halftime performer, Bad Bunny. I felt like J-Lo in that one picture. Mi gente latino. Hey, mi gente latino. Whoa, how are we liking this new angle? Another red flag is when they say, my ex was crazy. But then turns out they have 5 exes and they were all crazy, and the only common denominator there is them. If you hear that, run. Because you know what? Let's say you guys do get together, but things don't work out and you break up. You turn into the crazy ex, and now he has 6 crazy exes. Do you guys like ASMR? I like it sometimes, only when I'm trying to fall asleep. Like if I have a hectic day and there's too many noises inside my head, I put on ASMR, but I put on like the pampering ASMR. I'm like, okay, I can take it. All right, now let's open the roasted seaweed pack. Whoa, it comes like a row. Let's try some. Taste test. That is what I'm talking about. That's good. Before we get to the other red flag, I'm gonna put the salmon on the stove already. Just for the salmon, I usually add some olive oil to the pan just to make sure it doesn't stick, even if I have a non-stick pan. And then I add this salmon rub. I'm just gonna add the salmon to the stove real quick. I'm adding the skin side first to the pan. Oh, this angle is so cute. It looks like our rice is complete and ready and warm. Dun, 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 dun. So even though our rice is ready, I don't want to remove it from the rice cooker just because I want it to stay warm as I plate it. So I'm going to leave it in here until the salmon is ready. Oh, as I was saying, another red flag is when they say, let's say like you're in a romantic date, romantic setting. Let's put some roses in here. Change the look of it. Okay, perfect. You're on a date and you're like, ha ha ha, hee hee hee, I like you, you like me. And they grab your hand and they look in your eyes and they say, you're different. That's my cue actually. Okay, so we're back in the corner, but we're not in trouble. Our salmon is about to finish cooking. So let's plate the rice and be careful not to burn yourself if you're following along with this recipe at home. We're just gonna scoop a tiny bit of it out, a teensy bit more. So now we're gonna place our avocado, cucumber, and seaweed. I think I'll add my avocado over here. Our cucumbers somewhere down. Perfect, perfect. All right, so I forgot that the salmon gets a little bit smaller when you cook it. So it doesn't look like the most biggest salmon in the world, but you know what, it's good nonetheless. I'm adding some sesame seeds. Now, voila, here I have our plate with everything we actually cooked. We have the rice, our pretty salmon, the edamame we cooked really good. And this is like my favorite part of the dish, the edamame. We have some cucumbers on the side with some avocado and some seaweed. And now we actually finally get to go eat after I season the edamame just the tiniest bit. Even though our scrum delicious plate is done, I haven't served myself a drink. So I will be drinking golden oolong tea. Yippee! I love tea so much. Finally, the moment I've been waiting for. I finally get to eat. Look at how pretty the plate is. Oh. All right, let's try the salmon first. Oh my God, it looks good. I love salmon. I took a really big bite. That is good. Now I'm gonna take a bite of my favorite part, which is the skin. Let me tell you, last week I didn't upload a video because I had a lot of things piled up last week, and that's why I didn't end up uploading. Yeah, my professors prayed for my downfall, but I couldn't give it to them. I succeeded in my assignments, but I took a break from YouTube. But you know what? I'm back now, okay? And next week's video is gonna be about cows. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. All right, it seems like our red flags and cooking salmon journey has come to an end. I really enjoyed making this meal. It is so simple to make. Like, you really only need to focus on cooking your salmon correctly so it doesn't burn, putting your rice in the rice cooker and leaving it for like approximately 15 minutes. I think that's how long it took mine to make. Cutting up the cucumbers, cutting up your avocado, if you like avocado, plating your food with seaweed. You also need to cook your edamame if you want to do that. I recommend it, but you don't have to. Honestly, 10 out of 10, very easy. I finished my meal. Bam. Boom, finished. I would have licked the plate if I could, but I have lip gloss on. If you have any red flags you want to share with me, I will totally listen to them. I love hearing other people's stories about like their past relationships and things they should have looked out for. Like, my friend told me one of hers was that if the guy she's dating doesn't listen to female artists, like, she steps away. And I'm like, why is that? And she's like, well, it's not that they don't listen to them accidentally, it's that they don't listen to them on purpose. Like, they'd rather not listen to women who make music. Well, that's an interesting red flag. Like, I've never heard anyone say that before, but I'm gonna keep it in mind. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next week. I promise I will see you next week because I will be filming next week's video this week. So you will see it. It will have something to do with cows. Also, I hope you had a great Valentine's Day, whether it be by yourself, with your friends, with your significant other, with your parents. Like, you know what? Valentine's Day isn't just about being romantic with someone else. In Spanish, Valentine's Day is the day of love and friendship. El Día del Amor y la Amistad. So, you know what? Valentine's Day doesn't have to just be about being with your significant other. You don't have to be in a relationship. Enjoy it with yourself. You know what I'm going to be doing Valentine's Day? I'm probably going to be watching a romance movie, eating chocolates in bed with Oliver next to me, eating lettuce, and he could not care less about the romance movie. But I'm like, you know what, Oliver? We're going to spend Valentine's Day together. This is going to be a special moment we're going to share, even though he doesn't have a girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't know. He's a bunny. I don't know what he's into, but you know what? I don't judge. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day, and I will see you February 22nd. Bye-bye.